Embarking on the roller coaster ride of puberty is an ordeal for most, but my journey took a surreal turn that defies belief. While peers grappled with the usual trials of adolescence, body hair, body odor, I faced a far more bewildering challenge, the prospect of transforming into a boy. Along this tumultuous path, I bid farewell to friends, confidence, and even my cherished feline companion. Yes, you heard it right. I grappled with a rare medical condition that turned my first kiss into a nightmare. In an effort to shed light on my extraordinary journey, I entrusted my story animated with the task of sharing my tale, hoping to spark awareness and understanding. Back then, life felt simpler, the burdens lighter, but my experiences were anything but ordinary. Once upon a time, I basked in the glow of youth, a beacon of wit, charm, and popularity. Boys vied for my attention, girls emulated my style and mannerisms, eager to inhabit my world. Yet beneath this veneer of normalcy lurked a stark truth. I was different. While my peers blossomed into womanhood, I lagged behind, a late bloomer in every sense. Nevertheless, I navigated the realm of romance with the optimism of youth, diving headfirst into my first relationship at the tender age of 13. He was the epitome of high school allure, athletic, handsome, and affable. Little did I know, our innocent dalliance would soon spiral into a nightmare of unimaginable proportions. Our inaugural kiss, a milestone fraught with anticipation and excitement, proved to be my undoing. While many endure cringeworthy tales of awkward embraces, mine culminated in a harrowing trip to the hospital, a memory seared into my consciousness like a brand. The stage was set for perfection, a picturesque date at the park, brimming with romance and promise. Hours slipped by as we delved into intimate conversations, baring our souls and dreams to each other beneath the azure sky. Then, amidst the tender exchange of affections, he uttered those three words, "I love you, Skylar. You're the most beautiful girl in the world." It was the cue for our first kiss, a moment I anticipated with fluttering heartbeats. Little did I know, it would mark the onset of a calamity. As our lips met, a surge of tingling sensations enveloped me, initially mistaken for the fireworks of passion. But within moments, the euphoria gave way to searing pain. Anthony?" I ventured, my voice tinged with apprehension. His response shattered my hopes. He had indulged in a peanut butter sandwich, oblivious to my severe allergy. Panic coursed through me as my body erupted in a fiery cascade of itching and swelling. Vision obscured by swollen eyes, I found myself at the mercy of agonizing discomfort. Anthony, more repulsed than concerned, dialed for medical assistance while I grappled with the embarrassment of becoming a spectacle in the park. The ambulance ride to the hospital, once a fleeting fantasy of childhood curiosity, now embodied my worst nightmare. Anthony's presence, a futile attempt at solace, only amplified my humiliation. Yet the ordeal was far from over. Within the sterile confines of the hospital room, a revelation awaited. My allergic reaction paled in comparison to the life-altering news that followed. As the doctor entered, her furrowed brow betrayed a hint of concern. Queries about my health history led to unsettling revelations, unusual changes in my body, the absence of a menstrual cycle. With each denial, the gravity of the situation loomed larger. Little did I know, these innocuous questions heralded a profound shift, one that would forever redefine my existence. A solemn expression clouded the doctor's face as she requested a private conversation with my parents, leaving me to grapple with a flood of anxieties. Was I facing a dire illness? Or worse, had the innocent kiss somehow led to an unexpected pregnancy? The minutes stretched into eternity until my parents returned, accompanied by the doctor, their tear-streaked visages belying the gravity of the news about to unfold. The words that followed struck me like a bolt from the blue. "Skylar, it's difficult to convey this, but you're biologically male." The declaration was inconceivable, a discordant note in the symphony of my identity. I protested vehemently, pointing to the incontrovertible evidence of my femininity, my appearance, demeanor, and the designation on my birth certificate. Yet, the doctor unraveled the enigma with a biological primer. Chromosomes, the architects of our genetic blueprint, dictate our sex. 2 Quin chromosomes denote a female, while a Quin and a Ruby chromosome signify a male. In my case, a missing chemical rendered my Bella chromosome susceptible to confusion, leading to the development of feminine traits despite the presence of male genetic markers. The revelation cast a pall of disbelief over me, grappling with the dissonance between my perceived identity and biological reality. Despite my insistence on a retest, the doctor deemed it futile, proposing a regimen of hormones to preserve my outward femininity. But the mere thought of altering my appearance felt like a betrayal of my true self. Confusion and despair churned within me, a tempest of emotions threatening to engulf my sense of self. Rejecting the medication, I braced myself for the daunting journey ahead, grappling with the gnawing sense of alienation and the shattered illusions of my existence. In the wake of this revelation, I felt adrift, grappling with the dissonance between perception and truth, struggling to reconcile the disparate facets of my identity. All I craved was the solace of home, yearning for respite from the relentless turmoil. Yet little did I realize, the ordeal had only just commenced. Concealing my startling revelation became my modus operandi, a veil shielding me from the uncertainties of my friends' and boyfriends' reactions. But fate had a cruel twist in store, delivering a series of jarring revelations that would shatter my illusions. The first harbinger of my metamorphosis manifested in the form of burgeoning body hair, a phenomenon transcending the confines of typical puberty. From sprouting facial hair to grappling with an incessant 5 o'clock shadow, each morning heralded a new battle with my burgeoning masculinity. Veiling my distress, I resorted to clandestine rituals, shaving in the dim solitude of my room while projecting an illusion of normalcy to my family. Yet, the facade crumbled under the weight of a grievous misstep. A hasty shave in the shadows culminated in a gory mishap, rending a crimson gash across my visage. Faced with the daunting prospect of explanation, panic seized me, birthing a lie that would haunt me indefinitely. Pinning the blame on my unsuspecting pet, I orchestrated a deceitful narrative, casting my innocent cat as the perpetrator of my wounds. The repercussions of my deception reverberated with seismic intensity. Returning home, I bore witness to the devastating fallout of my deceit. My beloved companion vanished, branded as an aggressor beyond redemption. My father's ire, a tempestuous force unleashed, left me reeling in remorseful agony. As despair gripped my heart, I wept, grappling with the bitter aftermath of my misguided actions, realizing too late the irreparable harm wrought by my falsehoods. A peculiar incident unfolded when I let out a scream, revealing an unsettling change in my voice, a deepening akin to that of a man's. Initially dismissing it as a fleeting anomaly, I awoke the next day to find my voice still marred by a pitchy, unrecognizable quality. The doctor's prognosis attributed this unsettling alteration to the onset of testosterone, plunging me into a realm of uncertainty. My mother, consumed by concern, inquired anxiously about my well-being, prompting me to feign a mere cold as explanation. Though offered respite from school, I harbored an insatiable desire to partake in the day's activities, particularly enthused by the prospect of gym class, an arena where my athleticism and prowess shone brightest. Little did I anticipate the cataclysmic twist fate had in store, a revelation that would eclipse all previous humiliations. For within the sanctum of the locker room, amid the post-exercise ritual of changing and showering, I was confronted by a grotesque transformation, a swath of hair adorning my chest, a stark departure from my former self. Confounded by this sudden manifestation, I stood paralyzed, grappling with a burgeoning insecurity that threatened to engulf me. The realization dawned like a bolt from the blue, a mortifying revelation that shattered the facade of confidence I had meticulously cultivated. In that moment of stark vulnerability, I braced myself for the mocking laughter of my peers, recognizing that this peculiar development would irrevocably alter the trajectory of my adolescence. Disregarding my appearance, I strode into the shower area, oblivious to the impending revelation that awaited me in the mirror. But as my reflection came into view, a wave of disbelief and unease washed over me. This was far from ordinary. It was a jarring departure from the familiar. Fumbling for composure, I hastily discarded my towel, concocting a feeble excuse to evade the imminent shower. Yet my attempts at nonchalance crumbled when misfortune struck. Slipping on slick tiles, I plummeted to the ground, my modesty laid bare before a captive audience. Their reactions were as varied as they were immediate, ranging from concern to amusement, with pointed fingers and stifled laughter punctuating the scene. Hastily retrieving my dignity, I fled the scene, summoning my mother to collect me under the guise of illness, though the true nature of my distress lay far deeper. Retreating into solitude, I sought solace in isolation, only to be besieged by a deluge of messages, some laced with genuine concern, others dripping with malice. Overwhelmed by the onslaught, I silenced my phone, recoiling from the harsh reality unfolding before me. Days passed in seclusion, a temporary respite from the merciless scrutiny of my peers. But as the weekend waned, I resolved to confront the ensuing storm head-on, steeling myself for the inevitable backlash. Yet, the return to school heralded a fresh onslaught of humiliation. My locker defaced with mocking graffiti, the corridors abuzz with whispers and laughter. Even the sanctuary of the girls' restroom was denied me, a stark reminder of my altered reality and the newfound ostracization that accompanied it. I sought refuge in the familiarity of the classroom, cloaked in the anonymity of academia as I navigated the remainder of the day. But evasion proved futile when Anthony's note pierced through my defenses, heralding an inevitable confrontation. With trepidation, I met him after class, bracing myself for the repercussions of disclosure. Yet his response defied all expectations. In a moment of vulnerability, I bared my soul, revealing the intricate web of secrets that had ensnared me for the past year. Hormones, my condition, the bewildering changes coursing through my body. I steeled myself for rejection, but instead, I was met with unwavering acceptance. Anthony's love transcended the confines of conventionality. He embraced my complexities without hesitation, affirming that I was worthy of love and admiration. His unwavering support bolstered my resolve, emboldening me to confront my parents with the truth of my identity. Yet their reaction was far from accepting. Confronted with the daunting ultimatum, boy or girl, I grappled with the weight of self-discovery, torn between the familiar comfort of femininity and the unfamiliar terrain of burgeoning masculinity. Their rejection cut deep, casting me adrift in a sea of uncertainty. But amidst the turmoil, I found solace in the solidarity of companionship. Anthony and I, united by shared adversity, forged a bond that transcended familial confines. Together, we embarked on a journey of self-discovery, guided by the unwavering support of his aunt, a beacon of acceptance in a world marred by judgment and rejection. In her embrace, I found the courage to embrace my truth and embark on the path to self-acceptance. Even as facial hair sprouted, I refused to relinquish my love for dresses and lipstick. Embracing my authenticity meant defying societal norms and carving out a space where femininity and masculinity could coexist harmoniously. With Anthony's unwavering support, I embarked on a journey of self-expression, undeterred by the scrutiny of others. Now, as I navigate adulthood, I'm confronted with the complexities of societal expectations. While my professional environment may demand a more conventional appearance, I remain steadfast in my resolve to honor my true self. Who's to say that femininity and a beard can't harmonize? My story serves as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of self-acceptance. It's a reminder that appearances can be deceiving and that beneath the surface lies a tapestry of experiences and identities waiting to be acknowledged. So the next time you're tempted to mock someone's appearance, pause and consider the depth of their journey. For there's more to each of us than meets the eye. And it's only through empathy and understanding that we can truly embrace the diversity of the human experience.